look at safety across our schools. I do have some comments that I want to make, Mr. Chairman, and I want to be conscious of the time that I take here and the need for protocol on my fellow board members. And also the fact that we were cited by the Center for Reform of School Systems to run a very effective board meeting. And I want to be able to recognize that and ask the gentleman who's videotaping to make sure that he picks up all the comments that I make. And I'd like to have a copy of that tape as well. At our last board meeting, there were some rather disparaging remarks made during open session that were unduly critical of the district's academic progress, i.e., disappointment the district had not continued to increase student scores, or words to that effect. I have received calls from teachers, staff, and students who wanted clarification of what was meant by the remarks and what prompted the comments in a public forum. They felt the remarks were unfair and disrespectful lure to continue their forward progress towards positive gains as evidenced by their long and laborious efforts to achieve educational parity in a district with numerous challenges. I will not take long, Mr. Chairman. And reflecting on those remarks, I was similarly affected. The district, which is the third largest district in the state, has a student body that represents 7 different ethnic groups who speak more than 30 different languages. The child poverty rate in the city of Long Beach is approximately 28%, and nearly 70% of our students qualify for free or reduced lunch. Added to this is a special education population of approximately 8%. Given this diverse student body, the district has and continues to make steady and impressive gains as reflected in more recent data according to the district's research office. Accordingly, the district's performance on the state's Academic Performance Index, API, which measures growth in student achievement, continues to surpass that of the state. The state's ultimate target for each school is an API score of 800. The district as a whole continues to move closer to that overall goal with a newly calculated score of 724, up from 658 in 2003. Long Beach Unified again remains ahead of the state's average, now calculated at 720. Perhaps more impressive is the number of individual schools in the district that have now reached the state's ultimate target of 800. 25 schools in our district have now reached or exceeded that high standard. That's a substantial increase from the 9 schools that had met the same goal just 3 years ago. And among the 15 largest urban school systems in the state, Long Beach has the highest percentage of schools showing some growth on the Academic Performance Index. Given this information, it is not a stretch to note that, due to the efforts of classroom teachers, support staff, administrators and students, parents and other members of the public, the district continues to make exemplary progress. Tremendous progress also is being made in advanced placement courses, as reported by the superintendent, which have grown by nearly 50% to 3,866. Important progress is being made by all groups of students. During the same period 3 years ago, for instance, AP course enrollment for African American students increased by 75%. For Latino students, the number grew by 62%. This progress is a direct result of intensive efforts at the high school level to encourage greater participation in these advanced courses. Long Beach Unified was one of the first school districts to pay for and it required students to take the PSAT exam in 10th grade, helping to identify more students who have the potential to attend college. The district has made a conscious effort to provide training for teachers to continue to enhance their skills and enable them to become much more effective in their work with students. To validate these efforts, the district was a runner-up to the Broad Award 1 year and the outright recipient of that award in 2002. Please keep in mind that there are about 16,000 school districts in the United States and more than 100 large urban school systems qualified to compete for the Broad Prize, and the district walked away as the best. And while that was a couple of years ago, we continue to see repeated, independent confirmation that we're making better progress in other school districts. A few days ago, an independent report by Standard & Poor's showed that more schools in Long Beach Unified are significantly closing achievement gaps than in any other California school district. That's not our own report. That's a report by S&P, a world leader in providing accurate data. What these reports and honor commitment made by a number of individuals who are committed to the unfailing belief that all students can achieve. They carry this conviction each and every day as they craft and elaborate on strategies that give legitimacy to that belief in an environment that is complex and as diversified as the Long Beach Unified School District. A board member is, among other things, a leader who should serve to inspire and build morale. Additionally, there needs to be an understanding of the challenges inherent in a complex urban school district. After all, this is not Palo Alto or Santa Barbara. There is a reality to who we are and the challenges we face. Although I have received training in complex organizations from one of the more prominent authorities in complex organizations, Peter Drucker, I do not take for granted that my understanding is complete. Indeed, I recognize the need for continued growth and development. The teachers, staff, and students and public deserve much more from their leaders than unchecked criticism, particularly when the indicators do not point in that direction. That is not to say there is no room for improvement, for there will always be challenges in organizations, no matter their track record. What is important is that we keep a clear and realistic focus on our strategic goals and objectives, and use these as a benchmark to assess our progress. More importantly, our focus is on the students. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will make copies of this available.